Hello, people, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Deep Roy Chaudhary, and I'm just a normal guy who talks about stuff that seems interesting to me. So, I was in my previous video. I was talking about the future of car ownership, and I know a lot of people are saying that car ownership is going down because a lot of people are just choosing ride sharing apps over owning a personal car of their own or having buying a personal car of their own. And I said that there are a lot of reasons for that. Owning a car is not just paying the upfront amounts for the car. You also have to pay for any maintenance costs, pay for any repair costs. you know so yeah, there's a you have to pay for the maintenance, annual repair costs for any damage that your car will get, or any problems that your car will have, or any well, not just a car, any motorcycle, or any vehicle for that matter that you would own. So there would be maintenance charges involved with that, and a lot of people don't want to deal with that kind of thing. So a lot of people are saying, what, I don't need a car of my own. And you know what, it might also, I in my previous video I was saying that maybe a lot of people are going to um, uh, still keep a car of their own, because at the end of the day it does give them freedom, and they would feel less dependent on ride sharing services, and would feel more and would they would have or they would feel a sense of freedom, because they have a personal vehicle at their disposal, and they can use it whenever they want to, for the sake of getting from for the sake of going from point A to point B. So yeah, I think a lot of people are still going to own a car of their own, own a vehicle of their own, but I think the number of those people is definitely going to go down. There are still going to be people who will I mean, if you think of yourself, think you're a very rich person, then you would be tempted to buy a Ferrari, or buy a Lamborghini, or a Porsche or Porsche. How do you even say that? I do not know the proper way to pronounce it, I guess. So yeah, Lamborghini, Porsche, or whatever it is, or any other luxury car. If you have the money to buy it, some people buy it for the sake of showing off, for the sake of the state, or it serves as a status symbol. If you have a sports car or a luxury car, it does serve as a status symbol, and it does kind of help people show off their wealth, or flaunt their wealth in front of people. Kind of similar to owning an iPhone, I guess. So there are a lot of people who are still going to buy cars, and especially luxury cars for that matter. But I think a lot of people are going to say, what, I don't even need to do this. I can just get by with the help of ride sharing services. Why do I need if I own a car, I need to park it somewhere. I need to keep it somewhere. I need a garage where I can where basically a dedicated amount of space is required for the sake of keeping that car at your home. So if you live in your own house, if you live in your own house instead of living in an apartment, you would need a separate garage for the sake of keeping that car, or keeping any vehicle for that matter. And if you live in an apartment, even that, using the garage of that apartment complex might involve some extra cost that you would have to pay up every month, or annually for that, I guess. So a lot of people would say that, what, I don't need to deal with this thing. I can just get by with the help of ride sharing services. But yeah, again, ride sharing services are not always going to be reliable. Sometimes your internet connection might not work. Sometimes your your phone might not be working, or some other problem might sometimes there might not be enough cabs available at your nearby your location. So there's that. And if think of this, what if you need to uh, go to some place, uh, you need to go to a place where basically no ride sharing services are available, you know where there is no internet connection. So in those places, you know uh, owning a car of your own does help. you know or wait a second, what did I say? If you are at a place where there is no internet connection, so you would not be able to book a cab. Uber is not available everywhere. I think only in the big cities around the world Uber is available, and I don't know whether Uber and other ride sharing services are available at small cities around the world. So I think a lot of people around the world, who don't have access to these ride sharing services, who don't live in the big cities around the world, they would still be dependent on, or they would still be keen to own a car of their own, because that would be the only way of going from point A to point B. And there's another aspect of it. Imagine you are sitting in an Uber, or in any cab for that matter, and you are sitting with you are sitting with your family members. But while you are sitting in that with your um, loved ones in the car, you can would not be able to have any conversation about very private or very personal stuff, because if you are in an Uber, or if you are in a cab, and if you talk about stuff that is very private, the driver or the Uber driver can also listen in on your conversation. So basically, it's not a very private setting. It's not a very private environment where you can talk. Compare that to the fact that if you are driving a car of your own, and your loved ones are also in the car, you can drive, and you can also have continue to have a conversation while driving, um, driving your car. Although it isn't very safe, I guess. Drive talking to someone while driving your car isn't that safe. Maybe you shouldn't drive your car while you are you shouldn't drive your car while you're talking, or you shouldn't talk to anyone while you're driving, I guess. It feel very distracting, and you just need to focus on the road. So basically, yeah. But I do feel that there would be some people that would still feel the need to own a car, especially if you have a Lamborghini and if you can afford it. So yeah. Although I love BMW also. Wait a second. I am talking as if I have the money to buy a BMW. I don't. Yeah. Uh, Please consider hitting the like button for this video if you enjoyed it, or just don't, I guess. Please consider sharing my video with your friends and acquaintances, or maybe don't if you don't want to, I guess. Please consider subscribing to my channel, or go do something else, I guess. Stay safe, goodbye, and God bless you.